I am here with one of my favorite restaurant owners, Angie from, as you can see, I'm rocking the hat, from Jose's Famous Salsa. So Angie, thanks for joining the show.
Thanks for having me.
Are you nervous?
A little.
Good, you should be. You don't know all the dirt that I've dug up on you.
Oh, God.
I wanted to show you something first and foremost. I've been playing with these. I've been done a little bit of poker on Zoom meetings with some friends, and I wanted to show you a cool little trick that I can do, which is change my background so I'm now bathing in my favorite Jose salsa.
That's awesome.
And the best part is, do you know where this photo was taken? Do you remember?
Yes, isn't it on your dad's back porch?
It was.
I know,
I
and
had
I
friends
love
that
it.
when you posted this, a couple of my friends was like, James, is this your dad's backyard?
It's really pretty, though, actually. You guys did a good job.
Man, it sure looks pretty appetizing, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
So, without further ado, you guys tell me a little bit about Jose's. I saw an article in the paper. I remember buying your guys' salsa way back before you even opened the taco stand. Tell me a little bit of background on you and Jose and how you came about.
Well, originally we're from Los Angeles, which I'm sure a lot of people love that. But we moved up here, and he worked for Westport Shipyard, and he's always made salsa even when we lived in Los Angeles. And so he decided to make it for Westport, for their little picnics and all that stuff. And the people at Westport are actually the ones they're the ones that actually started getting him to get the idea to sell it, at farmers markets and stuff like that. They're like, you need to make money on this, and so they actually started buying it first. And then it just kind of took off from there. And Jose and I decided, well, let's try farmers markets, and it worked out great. And then the Red Rooster is the first store that we were actually in when Mark and Lisa had it. And so that was really great. And so after that, we just kept pursuing stores, and it just kind of took off. And it what's crazy is that it was like really easy. It was slow and it was easy, but it was like, I would rather go slow than rush into anything, but it was super easy. And everything for us has been great. And, I think we wouldn't be able to do it without people who support us, obviously. So,
well, and first and foremost, as you know, you guys see me frequently. I'll stop by once a week to get the quart. It's damn good salsa. So no matter what, you got to have good product. It can be good people, it can be whatever. But when you're selling a good, what started your brand with salsa, it's the best.
Well, thanks. And if Jose was here, he's cooking right now. He'd be like, yeah, he's super thankful for it. I don't think he even thought that it would actually take off that well. And so, we're so thankful. We are.
So you started at Red Rooster, which I remember going in there frequently. It was a great little place right on the corner there.
Yeah.
You are now in how many places do you guys distribute through?
We are now in 20 stores, and we go anywhere from, we're like Clallam Bay Forks area to downtown Seattle. So we're now going to start moving towards Tacoma. We've had a couple places ask us to be a part of their stores. And so, we're just kind of making it, we're trying to make our rounds to where we go to Seattle, move to Tacoma, then go through Bremerton and, do all of that. And so that's kind of our idea, is to go that way instead of just taking the ferry and the ferry back.
So it's probably we're probably looking at 7-8 years since you started really distributing. And so another 3 or 4 and you'll be nationwide, taking over Whole Foods or something like that.
I'm okay with that.
I'm sure
I'm not going to be sad about that.
I'm sure you would be. But Jose, I remember going one time and getting to see what type of quantity when he's making a batch of salsa. There's we're not talking your average mixer, right? We're talking.
Yeah. I think we do about 500-600 gallons a week. So it's crazy. So, and especially with everything going on now, our stores they've just doubled. So, it's really great and helpful considering, obviously we can't do anything here. So yeah.
Talk to me a little bit. I love the story. I remember going in your first week once the taco bar was open before the expansion. Talk to me about kind of the process of deciding like, let's do this restaurant and
Oh
what's
my
happened
God.
over the last 5 years.
Well, Jose came to me and said, I'm quitting Westport and we're opening a taqueria. And I was like, excuse me? I was like, and he was like, no, there's like no questions asked. He's like, I'm so tired of doing both. I'm tired, in the morning. And then he would work, full time over at Westport and then, come here and make the salsa. So, he was super exhausted and, I mean, I understood, but I think, I'm more the person that's like, financially like, okay, is this like a good idea? You know what I mean? Where he's more the, let's jump into it and see where we go. I was like, oh God. But yeah, I mean, it was all him. And so I said, okay, well, like, oh, I guess I'll trust you on that. So.
And when it opened, it was half of what it is now. And just basically, I think tacos and tamales and the
Yeah.
salsa bar, right?
Right. We didn't even have a beer license. We didn't have any part of that. It was just like sodas, tacos, tamales, not burritos. And that was it.
Yeah. I remember pressing you guys and Jose about if you're going to be able to do growler fills, because especially back, 6-7 years ago, that's when growlers were all the rage. And,
Right.
remember he's like, just come in and drink all the beer, have your wife drive you home.
Yeah, that'd be his motto.
And so now you guys are, you've more than doubled in size, right?
Yeah.
You've got kind of the cafeteria side and the restaurant side. You've got full bar, probably a dozen beers on tap?
Yeah, we have 14 beers on tap. Yeah, I mean, and the whole reason why we didn't really make it like a whole sit-down restaurant was because of the fact that we have high schoolers that come in and they just want to grab and go. We have a lot of people that are here that just come in, grab and go for lunch that are like working. And, so we wanted to leave that option open. And I know it's been kind of confusing in the beginning for people or people who have never been in here. So we just try to explain the best that we can because some people prefer to sit down and be waited on and some people just want to grab, go and get out,
Well, as you've seen, I've kind of been fortunate enough to kind of graduate over time because when we had really young kids, we didn't want to sit on the restaurant side. We didn't want all those people that are sitting down for a nice margarita and, enjoyable time. We would stay on the cafeteria side, like grab the food, get the sour cream, let's go. And over time, as you've seen, we've graduated. We can now sit at the high bistros and watch some sports and dad can have a beer in the restaurant. So it's been fun for us to kind of transition from one side to the other.
Well, and I think it's nice to have that option, where people feel like, you know what, let's just go sit down real quick, get it done and we're out. But yeah, I mean, I love our bar side too. So I miss our friends.
We will all get back to getting to hang out together, won't we?
Yes, we will. And I can't wait.
One thing I wanted to make sure to shout out as well for those of you who have not been into the restaurant side, different menu available, including some things that you might not think of, like really awesome chicken wings, which I've had there before, as well as pork ribs. So, I mean, other menu specialties that you get on one side of the restaurant?
I mean, we both have chili rellenos, and so that is on a Thursday, Friday. Usually he does like the ribs on a Friday, Saturday. I mean, those are just kind of, I keep talking to him about doing pastor tacos. And that is really good. So I'm trying to push him to do that because that's like one of my favorite things. So maybe that'll end up being like a specialty too. And so yeah. I mean, yeah.
Another first that I can give you guys credit for is tricking my kids eating lengua tacos.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's one of my favorites. And so whenever I get the lengua, they're always kind of like looking at my plate and poking. And so I gave them and I said, it's just a piece of steak. Try the steak. And then they really liked it. And then when I, went home and told them what it was, they're kind of like, really? So the next time I showed them, and they still like it. So they'll still have it.
Good.
So shout out when that's on the menu, that's a must. You got to try the lengua tacos.
I do like them. I never thought that I would. And he was just like, just try them. I'm like, okay. But actually they're delicious. They are.
So during, we are obviously in the middle. That's why I'm at home and you were able to join us from the restaurant. During kind of this lockdown, any any words of wisdom, any things you want to say to your customers, anything you want to ask? You guys are still doing takeout. Why don't you give yourself a 90-second advertisement here?
Well, what I could say to my customers is I miss them so much, especially our daily customers. And, we miss talking to people. So, I mean, for us, I just cannot wait to get back to where we were. Even if it's a slow and steady pace, that's fine. I just, gosh, I don't even know what to say. Like, I just want people, like, I know that I've had a few people say the first thing I'm doing is coming to Jose's, and I was like, great. And we'll just feed you beer and food as long as you talk to us. But, even still, with our regulars, they've come in and we've said hi, and it's just a lonely world out there. So I don't know if that's even 90 seconds.
Nope, it's good. I mean, just so you guys know, everyone out there should know most of these restaurants in Squim, and especially Jose, still doing takeout, so you can call, get access to most, if not the full menu. I know that we were promoting Squim Strong and pushing out lots of takeout, and so I just want to make sure that people know, as I have been in, I think 3 times in the last month to pick up my quart of salsa. It doesn't matter. You can still walk in and pick something up to go. You just can't loiter. They'll like poke you out with a broomstick at some point in time.
Yes, but eventually we won't.
And another ad that I will give you another ad, something that is a well-known secret of the trade for those that go in to Jose's and eat, is the salsa bar has access to lots of other types of salsa, not just the one you see here, which is the famous, but there's more pureed hot sauce, there's salsa verde, there's onions and cilantro. Like, if you want to go and make your taco spreadings or nachos, it is insane.
Yeah. No, that's the best part about it too, is, and we, like, now that we know that people are coming in and getting more salsa, we always have it stocked and ready. Usually we try to refill on Monday. So if I run out a little bit on Saturday, the best day to come into is on Tuesday, actually, because I will have everything in there. So, because we do make it on Monday.
Taco Tuesday!
Taco Tuesday, I know.
All right. Well, Angie, I really appreciate you coming on here. I know it's that everyone's kind of first time learning how to figure out how we can communicate and socialize. Soon enough, me and the fam will be back in Jose's, but
I can't wait.
I have enjoyed this time. You'll be a local celebrity even more so after this, I hope. So thanks for hopping on and spending some of your day with us.
Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it.
All right, Angie. Talk to you later.